To pass from one network to another, information needs a medium. A typical medium is copper cable, of which there are various types. The type of copper cable chosen depends on the network's topology, size, and protocol used. One type of copper cable is twisted pair cable, of which there are two varieties, namely shielded twisted pair known as STP and unshielded twisted pair known as UTP. The use of STP or UTP depends on whether the network is installed in an environment exposed to interference. There are 6 different categories of twisted pair cabling designated as Cat1 to Cat6. Cat5e is an enhanced version of Cat5 and is the most widely used cable in network installations. Each category supports a particular transmission rate and has its own particular use. The table shows the different cable categories together with their associated speed and use. In environments which are not affected by interference, UTP cable is used. UTP has 4 twisted pairs of wires, each color-coded, placed inside a protective jacket. The twists help eliminate interference produced by adjacent pairs. The tighter the twist, the higher the transmission rate supported. In the diagram, we can see a typical UTP cable. The standard connector for UTP cable is the RJ45 connector. This connector can be wired according to commonly used wiring standards. Shielded twisted pair cable is used in environments which are susceptible to interference. There are 3 basic configurations of STP, and the first configuration, foil shields each pair of wires individually, as shown. In the second configuration, all pairs of wires are shielded by a braid or foil inside the jacket. The third configuration is a combination of the first 2. The following pictures show the material and tools necessary for terminating UTP cable. We see the cable roll with the individual pairs separated, a cable stripper, a plier, and an RJ45 crimping tool. We will now follow the process of terminating UTP cable. The wire is being stripped. The individual pairs are being separated with the use of the plier. Here we see the separated pairs. This process will show the crimping of the RJ45 connector. The cable is inserted inside the RJ45 connector. It is then inserted in the correct slot in the crimping tool. And it is crimped by pressing on the crimping tool. This shows the completed RJ45 connector. Coaxial cable is another type of copper cable. It is made up of a central copper conductor. The insulation between the inner conductor and the braided metal shield is provided by a plastic layer. Coaxial cable is more difficult to install than twisted pair cable, and it is more resistant to interference. By using coax, it is possible to have greater distances between network devices. The BNC connector is the most commonly used connector with coaxial cables. The tools used for terminating coaxial cable are shown in this picture. We can also see the BNC connector consisting of the sleeve, the central pin, and the connector's main body. The first step in terminating the cable is to slide the sleeve onto the cable. The cable's outer jacket is then stripped using the cable stripper. Next, the braid is pushed back, exposing the inner insulation. The inner insulation is then stripped, exposing the central conductor. The central conductor is trimmed to size so that the pin fits in exactly. The pin is pushed in place and crimped using the BNC crimping tool. The crimped central pin is then pushed into the main body part of the connector. The braid is pulled back over the connector and the sleeve is slid over the braid. The excess braid is trimmed off and the sleeve is now ready to be crimped. The sleeve is crimped using the same crimping tool as used with the pin. This close-up shows the completed termination.